So I wanted to do a quick update video before Pass 7 open, just to give you an idea as to how much crystal I've spent and how far I managed to get into the tech tree. Also, just in case you're wondering, we are in Heroic Anthem remastered, and this we are using the new crystal tech here as well. So if you are going to be going into a KVK prior to the update where they roll out this new version of KVK to the rest of you, this will give you an idea as to how much crystal income you can expect to get before Pass 7 open. Quick disclaimer here, I did get some of the pop-ups here when KVK actually begin for us, and this is just to compensate for the fact that I'm not doing a lot of bob chaining like most of you do, or I just don't have the time for that kind of stuff. So that is just to give me some extra crystal income and to be able to take up as far as I can get and give you an idea as to how far you can get with just a certain amount of crystals spent or bundles purchased. So here I did purchase the premium crystal supply, and this is just to give me extra 50% crystal mine work speed, which is the standard for most people. Here I did also unlock the second tier of the crystal quest here, again just to generate some extra income crystals for myself, given the fact that I'm not constantly out there bob chaining and stuff like that just to get extra crystals as well. Just don't have the time to do it. So if we take a look into my actual crystal spent, if I go to Crystal Tycoon, that'll give you an idea. So here we are in Crystal Tycoon, as you can see, just under 70 million spent so far. So now what I'm gonna do is to give you an overview of the tech itself, but what I'd recommend is you know exactly what is best for your account, how many marches of one troop type you're running. But for me, as an example, I'm using 3 infantry, 1 cav and 1 archer, so that's complete my 5 march. So what I first do was complete all the infantry tech right the way through, going to Call to Arms 1 and then maxing all of these out. Now, point to note at this stage, all of these early stages up until you get to cutting corners here, you can max all of these out, but just bear in mind that when you're doing Call to Arms, if you're low on resources and stuff like that, you might want to wait and not max these out just yet until you can finish off get some healing reduction, for example, in special concoctions 1 and 2. So that's why I go back here. So yeah, so as I said, I'm using 3 infantry, so naturally the path for me would be to go to Quenchblade 1 into Swift Marching 1 here. I did max Call to Arms because I've got a fair bit of resources, so it wasn't an issue for myself. Cutting corners is a must at this stage because that's going to reduce your outgoings from crystals for everything else you're going to do, i.e. upgrading and researching. Cutting corners 2, again maxed out. From there I went straight into Quenchblade number 2, into Star Metal Shield, and at this point I was hoping that we didn't have to complete this all the way to level 10. I thought we could just do the prerequisite of 1, but it turns out that in order to progress along the tree, you do have to max Star Metal Shield infantry in my case, but if you're an archer, you're gonna have to do Star Metal Bracers, and also the same thing for calves as well. So for me, I continued along to Swift Marching 2, maxed that one out, and then I went into Larger Camp. I did 1 point here first just to unlock the prerequisite, but it turns out that I need number 3 for larger camps to get to special concoctions to even start working on it. And from there I was able to get it to level 5. From there I have to come all the way back here to max out Swift Marching because this was at 5 and you could not move from 5 until you get here before you can move on to this section of the tree over here. So yeah, a lot of things that I was not open to finding this new version of the crystal tech, but that's what it is at the moment currently. Hopefully once we give our feedbacks and everything, we're not forced into the fact that, look, we need to get certain prerequisite done to a certain level. If you get the requisite done for one, you should be able to move on to the next stage of the tree, but that's not what it is currently. So once I finished maxing special concoctions 1, I had to go to emergency protection or rapid retreat, and for me personally, I went for the emergency support because I'm not going to be using rapid retreat. I'm not a whale, so that's not for me. From there, it's into the infantry stuff again. Like I've mentioned before, I'm using 3 infantry marches, so it makes sense to naturally go for the things that, you know, I'm running most of in terms of troop type on the field. So infantry, iron infantry, I maxed that out. From there I went on to the, again, swift marching 3 and into special concoctions here. As you can see now, this is out 5 out of 10. From here I was able to move on into the next part of the tree, which is some damage mitigation for myself. And as I've mentioned many times before, I am running more than 1 infantry marches, 3 in fact. Therefore I went for reduced damage received from archers, because naturally archers counters infantry, and that's where I'm going to get the most of my sev from. So I wanted to get as much damage mitigation into that as possible. Now surprise strike is the final part of the tree, and again, I won't be putting any points into this. Maybe at the end of KVK, once you know, I've got all the things that I need that are most important, because I'm not going to be swarming structures, rallies and stuff like that in the open field. I'm purely a fielder. So yeah, so that's as far as we got into the tree. Once I finish this video, I'm going to be going on to try to get some more points into all of these, but this is another negative for me, where you end up having to max things that you don't necessarily want to, and this is where the crystal tech is actually forcing players into doing other things, wasting crystals even more. But yeah, that's by the by. I'll be giving my feedback, and hopefully you guys do the same as well, because a lot of the stuff that they're forcing us to do is not necessarily the things that we want to do, because if you think about it, this tech goes away at the end of every KVK, and then, you know, you have to continue to spend again to get it for the next KVK. So we shouldn't be forced into a lot of the things that they are forcing us to do. If you're going to give us a crystal tech that is going to be better for players, then stop forcing us to go into directions and wasting crystals. Tomorrow past 7 opens at 15:48 roughly UTC. I'll be starting my stream with Kingdom 2525 tomorrow at 15:30 UTC. So I look forward to seeing you all there in the stream, and let me know in the comments how far did you get and how much crystal you actually spent so far during your KVK if you are using the new crystal tech.